Long Island, New York is a magical place. From the vineyards to the beautiful beaches of Montauk, even all the way down to Fire Island. It's a vacation destination synonymous with the summer. But this past winter, it became a spot synonymous with college hoops. With next week's game being the annual Friday night? You're telling me the Hokies and Thursday nights are getting a divorce? Well, still in love or not, our very own Taylor Brettel has a quick history lesson on Thursday nights in Blacksburg. Look, I'm a big roller coaster guy. The anticipation of slowly going up just for the thrill of being dropped down is an unmatched feeling. Or so I thought, before Mike Young's team this season conjured up a stretch of results so up and down, it made me feel like I was riding the Cyclone on Coney Island. For more on the Hokies roller coaster ride of a season, it's Landon Weaver. And what looked so promising early on quickly came crashing down for the Greece native as we entered the latter half of hoop season. In my opinion, Neil Avdalis' career in Blacksburg can be summarized as one thing, a Greek tragedy. For more on the now former Hokie and his Greek mythology ties, it's Robert Bateman. Wait a minute, does anyone else hear that? Is that the Allman Brothers Band? Yeah, my ears aren't fooling me. The Midnight Rider is back in Blacksburg. And for more on Brent Pry's return to Tech's coaching staff, here's Landon Weaver. Now, as the pads come off this week at Lane Stadium, just a quick 3-minute walk across Beamer Way, the bats begin to crack inside Tech Softball Park. For more on the ladies getting ready to turn more softballs into souvenirs, our very own Sophie Tarabola. Well, with a loss last night, the safety net, it's gone. These Lady Hokies are walking on a tightrope towards March. But just how steady is their footing compared to the rest of the tournament hopefuls? Well, our very own Cole Jackson Page has the answer for you. Well, I'm not much of a dancer myself, but these Lady Hokies have become quite the ballerinas. For more on the program that just punched their 5th ticket to March Madness in just 6 seasons, it's Sienna Reed. You know, early in the season, some players are still measuring ingredients, just trying to find the perfect recipe for success. But here in Blacksburg, Junior Karis Baker is serving up a fresh batch of double figures each and every night, and Virginia Tech Hokie fans are eating it up. For more on the forward's 400-degree start to the season, it's Taylor Brettel. Thank you, Riley. Well, now we're outside the Spectrum Center, where in just a couple of minutes, the Duke Blue Devils and Virginia Cavaliers are set to do battle in the ACC Championship. But you've heard enough from us, so let's take to the streets and see what the people of Charlotte think. We're here, we're downtown. Sir, can you answer a question for me? All right, we got the ACC Championship today, Duke versus Virginia. Who's taking it home?
Well, as you can see, I'm a Duke fan.
You guys got a second real quick? All right, bud. Virginia's taking on Duke. Who do you got?
UVA.
UVA? Who do you got, sir?
I think UVA too.
UVA's going to take it. Sir, I can't help but notice the shirt. Virginia, Duke, who you got tonight?
Oh, I'm hoping the Cavaliers win. I'm a little nervous.
Little nervous, but hoping the Cavs win. We got a good crew coming up here. Guys, can you answer a question for me real quick? Duke, UVA doing battle later. Who's going to take it home?
I'm a North Carolina boy. I got to go for Duke.
Got to go for Duke. Who's it taking home, Duke or Virginia?
Duke all the way, baby.
Duke.
North Carolina.
Duke?
Duke.
Duke. Duke. We've been sent on a mission by someone's wife to go interview their husband. We got to complete that mission right now. ACC Championship happening right there in the Spectrum Center. Duke, UVA, who you got?
Virginia.
Virginia, heard it here first. Sir, can you answer a question for me real quick? Oh, no thanks. Notice another Duke sweatshirt. Got to see what's on his mind, guys. We got to know. Sir, can I stop you for a second? I noticed the sweatshirt, I noticed the hats. Who's taking it home tonight, Duke or Virginia?
Boy. This is a Duke Invitational. Let's go.
Duke Invitational. First time I've heard that one. We got a little St. Patty's Day function going on behind us. Let's ask some people some questions. Let's have fun. Virginia versus Duke.
Duke, all the way. I'm a Duke fan, man. Carolina.
Duke is taking it. They're going all the way. I don't care. ACC Championship, NCAA tournament. They're going all the way.
All the way, everything?
Everything.
We got a UVA fan spot on the bench. I'm gonna pop a squat next to her, see what she thinks. Ma'am, you mind if I take a seat next to you real quick? Virginia, Duke, set to do battle. Who's taking it home?
Well, I hope that we're taking it home, but I don't want to bet for it and jinx it, so.
Doesn't want to jinx it, but she's pulling for Virginia.
Absolutely.
Thank you, appreciate you. Miami, sir.
Yes.
Miami's been eliminated.
We have?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, no.
I have to go home then.
I know, right? No, we got to enjoy the game tonight. Duke, Virginia, who you got?
Virginia.
Virginia, he says it not with a smile on his face, though. Okay, we're here back on the street. Got one question. Duke versus Virginia tonight.
You know, we're going to take the dub. What you think?
I don't think they agree.
Let me tell you, go Duke!
Duke only. Let's go.
I'm going Duke.
We have to go UVA. We live in DC. What are you doing? All right, we're divided.
What are you doing? What do you say?
Duke.
Duke in that shirt? In the heel shirt, she goes with the Blue Devils.
Tune in. 8:30 Eastern Time. Tune in.
Well, that's all the city of Charlotte thinks about tonight's matchup. Now, Riley, Landon, let's send it back to you guys. Just 295 miles across Virginia separate Blacksburg and Norfolk. Yet up until 2017, Virginia Tech and Old Dominion had never squared off. It has been freezing here in Blacksburg the past month. But down in South Carolina, the Lady Hokies of Virginia Tech softball were blistering this past weekend, bringing the heat all tournament long. Homecoming is a word that's synonymous with just about every high school across America. The dance, the king and the queen, the parade. All right. I'm done reminiscing. In 2018, the 13th ranked Hokies made the trip east. And while Tech did score 35 points, the Monarchs matched them at every turn. The score was 7-7, 14-14, 21-21. You get the gist. It was a barn burner. In the end, however, the Monarchs triumphed over Tech, 49-35, derailing the Hokie season, which ended up being their first under 500 campaign since 1992. These Hokies were unfazed by the climate change and kicked off the Gamecock Invitational with an 8-4 upset over the number 14 Cocks. Not the nicest way to greet your hosts, but hey, Southern hospitality can only go so far on game days. It's no secret how big homecoming is in high school, but in college, homecoming may just seem like any other weekend. Here in Blacksburg, I assure you it's not. After this, the Hokies and Monarchs would go on a break for a few seasons, but like every good love story, these crazy Virginia kids got right back together. Now, if you thought that 4-0 start was enough for these Hokies, I assure you, it was not. Because beating the Gamecocks the first time around was so nice, yeah, they had to do it twice. Now, Wake Forest is certainly no stranger to being Blacksburg's homecoming queen, as Saturday's matchup will be the 5th time the Deacs have gone north for Tech's homecoming weekend. Now, the year is 2022. Justin Fuente is out and Brent Pry is in. A head coaching debut against a group of 5 team should have been the game that gave Hokies fans hope for the future. Instead, the Monarchs would take advantage of some growing pains and 4 interceptions from then quarterback Grant Wells. Also, for those who remember, this was the game where part of the Tech coaching staff got stuck in the elevator right as the second half was set to kick off. Talk about a rough debut for Pry & Co. Well, for my AP Math crew at home, that amounts to a 5-0 start and a clean sweep of the Gamecock Invitational. But for Wake Forest, the Demon Deacons not only have a chance to crash the party and end Tech's 2-game win streak, but they finally have the opportunity to get one over on the Hokies during their big weekend. On Saturday, the 0-2 Hokies have a must-win contest against the 1-1 Monarchs. Will Virginia Tech finally get their 2025 campaign back on track, or will ODU upset the Hokies for the 3rd time in 8 years? Rob, Taylor, back to you guys. For Pitt and NC State, it was like they were playing Pop-A-Shot. The NC State Wolfpack were 61% from the floor, and the Pitt Panthers were 57%. Thank you, Rich. And as for the Cardinals, Pierce, they had a huge X factor in the fans. Yeah, Alex, Notre Dame was able to outlast the Miami Hurricane 69-54. And the biggest difference in that one, it was right there behind me, in the paint, down low. Notre Dame held Rashea Kyle to 0 points through the first 17 minutes of play, and she committed 5 turnovers in the first half. The 2026 ACC Men's Tournament semifinals are in the books. And with that, the stage is set. In one corner, it's the Duke Blue Devils, and in the other, it's the Virginia Cavaliers. For 3304 Sports, I'm Robbie Ackerly, and for more on how UVA punched their ticket to the tournament final, it's Robert Bateman. Inside the Dean Smith Center, the Virginia Tech Hokies take on the North Carolina Tar Heels. For 3304 Sports, I'm Robbie Ackerly, he's Landon Weaver, and Landon, it's a pivotal ACC matchup, and for the North Carolina Tar Heels, they are missing their superstar player. Virginia Tech under Monarch rule tonight, as Old Dominion dominates the Hokies 45-26 en route to their first ever program victory inside Lane Stadium. And Landon, while the Heels are hurt, the Hokies are getting healthy. Tyler Johnson steps back onto the floor tonight for the first time since December. What a get back for this Tech team. Now, as for Duke and for Clemson, these two teams are no strangers to one another. They met earlier this season in which Clemson got the better of the top-seeded Duke, handing them their first ACC conference loss on a last-second buzzer beater by Hannah Cohn. For the Duke Blue Devils, they look to get revenge on Clemson from earlier this season and defend their title, as last year they were the ACC Women's Tournament champions. For the Tigers, they look to pull off yet another upset in what should be a very thrilling matchup. With their victory this afternoon, the Cardinals advance to their 5th ACC championship game since 2018. They actually won the big game in 2018. Since then, 3 appearances, 0 wins. The Cardinals will look to get revenge for those losses tomorrow when they take on the number 1 seed Duke Blue Devils. Down on the hardwood of the Spectrum Center, it is the semifinals of the 2026 ACC Men's Tournament. For 3304 Sports, I'm Robbie Ackerly. He's Landon Weaver, and Landon, it's been an unbelievable tournament thus far. We still got some action left. Well, you heard it from my man Riley right here. Seminoles red hot. They have a date with the Duke Blue Devils and Cameron Boozer tomorrow at 7 o'clock. But that was just the first game here tonight in the Spectrum Center. For more on game number 2, here's Landon Weaver and Hayden Tolbert. Tonight, Virginia Tech takes on Georgia Tech in a hardwood rendition of the Tecmo Bowl. But let's take a look back. Exactly how did Virginia Tech get right there, a bye in the first round of the ACC Women's Tournament? Well, it all started with a blistering hot start to their season. Well, that's all we have for you tonight from inside the Spectrum Center. But tomorrow evening, the stage is set. It's the Virginia Cavaliers taking on the Duke Blue Devils in the ACC Men's Tournament finale. For 3304 Sports, I'm Robbie Ackerly saying so long from the Spectrum Center. So the 5 on the floor for the Jackets, it's Turnage joined by Moon, Albin, Termes, and Walker out there. And for Virginia Tech, Freelon, Wenzel, Wells, Nelson, and Baker. Right wing now is Erica Moon for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Moves it to the left wing. Top of the key now, it's Albin. Little dribble handoff, gets it over to Termes, top of the key. Termes, the top of the key, swinging it around the horn. Albin's got it back on the right wing. Guarded by Wenzel, over to Termes. 5 to shoot on the shot clock. Yellow Jackets have to get a shot up. It's Walker driving, top of the key, puts it up, off the front of the iron, rebounded by Mackie Nelson. Nelson left to right for the Hokies. Slowing it down now. Over to Wells, back inside to Freelon. Freelon off the glass, give her 2. 31-23, 9:20 and ticking here in quarter number 3.
Those Freelon's first 2 points. She has 4 boards and 2 steals, though, on the other end.
Moon's got it now, left wing. Gets a screen from Turnage, drive it inside on Nelson, off the glass. No good, but a foul called. 2 shots coming up.
Feels like those drawn fouls have been the Yellow Jackets' only source of offense in this run by Virginia Tech that's continued into the second quarter. They got that late one where Walker drew one on Wells at the end of the half, and now Moon able to get to the line to potentially stop this run by the Hokies.
Erica Moon's 1 for 1 thus far on free throws today. Make it 2 for 2 as her first shot twiddles the twine, and 31-24 your score now. 9:06 left in quarter number 3. Moon a pair of dribbles, a deep breath, puts up shot number 2 of this outing. Will rattle around the rim and be true, so she's 3 for 3 on the day. 31-25 your score. Hokies quickly up the floor now, right block. Freelon off the glass, can't get it to go. Rebound Walker.
Termes there with the great defense inside, averaging just under a block a game. Couldn't get there, but she definitely altered that shot.
Moon, top of the key, picked up by Nelson. Moves over to the left wing. Gets a screen from Turnage. Tries to work her way inside. Shot fake, gives it down low. Brianna Turnage, right block. Swings outside to Moon. Top of the key, driving inside on Freelon is Moon off the glass. Rebound, Karis Baker. Hokies moving it down the floor now. Mackie Nelson streaking down the floor. Left corner triple from Virginia Tech. Got it! 34-25. Layla Wells from 3. 8:25 and ticking in quarter number 3.
Layla Wells, her second 3 of the game, now 2 for 3 from behind the arc.
Walker has it at the left wing. Working on Wells, moving inside, driving to the lane, and she is fouled. 2 shots coming up for her. 34-25 remains your score. 8:14 and rolling.
And again, the Jackets' only offense thus far in the second half as well is getting to the free throw line. Walker crafty there to draw that foul. There will be some substitutes coming in for both squads.
Foster checks in for the Jackets, relieving Albin. And for Virginia Tech, Samaya Suffren checking in, as well as Anaya Trent. First shot up and true for Walker. 34-26 now. Jackets close the gap to just 8. Walker's 2 for 2 on the day. Can she make it 3 for 3? 4 dribbles and the shot is good. 34-27 your score. 8:14, clock begins to tick. Hokies moving with some speed now. Karis Baker's got it, top of the key. Over to Wenzel on the left wing. Wenzel over to Suffren. Suffren, top of the key, driving inside. Out to Mackie Nelson. Uncorks a right wing triple. Bullseye! Mackie Nelson for 3. Hokies take a 10-point lead, 37-27. Under 8 to play in quarter number 3. Erica Moon's got it now. On the right wing, swings it over to Foster. Foster works her way inside. She is fouled. 2 more shots coming up for Georgia Tech.
I feel redundant saying this over and over again, but again, the Jackets a trip to the line. Mackie Nelson, though, shoots at just 27%. Able to bury that one. Her and Wells in the 20s range as far as shooting the three-point shot. They've combined for 3 makes from that range so far in this game.
7:45 left. First shot from Foster on the line. Up and true. 37-28 your score now. Hokies ahead by 9.